Those are visuals there coming from the University of Cape Town and the students that are meeting with management, as we know that they have joined the fee hike protest. Now, our reporter is on standby. Nasipi, thank you for joining us once again. Talk to us about the stakeholders in this meeting and once again, the demands that have been put on the table.
A very good afternoon to you, Audrey, and the viewers at home. Currently, the only thing that the students have received, the student representatives have received from management, is that they acknowledge that they've received their letter of demand and that they'll meet with the students tomorrow. Currently, there are no stakeholders present at the meeting with the students. The students are basically being addressed by the SRC candidates.
Nasipi, I can see there's a gentleman who's addressing the students right now from the visuals that we are getting. Just take us through some of the demands very quickly from the students, besides the obvious one, which is the fee hike drop.
At the top of the list on the letter of demands that has been sent to management is the fact that they want all the 5 suspended students to come back on campus, especially one of the SRC candidates who has been suspended and is not allowed to campaign on campus. And they feel that is very unfair and a disadvantage to her and her campaign. Also, one on the list is the fact that they want to start up the TRC forum where they have management present at the forum and the meeting, where they basically ask the management questions. And one of the questions that arose was that they'd like to ask the Vice Chancellor, Max Price, why there are so many suicide amongst black students at UCT, and also they added that they do not want a fee increment, and they basically said that the Minister of Higher Education and Training is their deaf father and basically does not listen to what they are saying as students, but they are fighting for 0 fee increments.
Thank you for that report, Nasipi. I'm going to have to ask you to be on standby as we cut across live back to the University of Cape Town mass meeting, as our reporter there has just told us some of the demands from the students and how the management has responded. Let's take a listen into this.
So for as long as the education that we receive in these racist institutions remain colonial and racist and white, it means that our existence also is going to be mired in colonial relations. And so for us, we must treat this issue as an issue that speaks to the ethic of black life. And so I appreciate the opportunity that we have been given here to converse with you on this issue that, as I've said, is an existential issue for us. But to begin this conversation, I want to take us back to a realization that Chairman Mao arrived at long ago, that to rebel is just. To rebel is just. We have committed no crime by rebelling. Who say that they value justice, those who speak gloriously about a just society, it is better for them to join us in rebelling against an unjust society rather than speak about it. Because in any case, if you do not rebel as a black person, your life is already dead. It does not help much to play an anti-tone, because when it is right, when the time is right, white people are going to remind you that in any case you are an anti-tone. So it is better that whiteness finds you on your feet rather than that it finds you on your knees. When in Tanzania, the people of Tanzania decided to rebel, led decided at the arrival of independence that independence was going to mean nothing unless, as they said, it was uhuru coupled with other things. So for them, there were four other things that defined freedom for them. As they said in Swahili, uhuru na kazi, meaning freedom and work. Freedom without work meant nothing. As they said, secondly, uhuru na utajiri, meaning freedom and wealth. And again, they declared that freedom, as they said, uhuru na utamaduni, freedom and culture. Freedom without culture is useless. And perhaps even more pertinent for us was their fourth declaration, uhuru na elimu, meaning freedom and education. So when they ask us what are we going to teach in a decolonized university, these are things that we are going to teach. So, the subject of decolonized education, one as we have shown, requires us to embrace rebellion because it is part of our lives in any case. Two, it means that we must recognize that in any eventuality, even if we decided not to rebel, our lives are already dead. Three, it means that this thing called freedom that is empty, this thing that is called freedom that we only exercise in the ballot paper does not mean anything. So in order for us to achieve free education, or rather to achieve freedom, it must be coupled by all these other things we have mentioned. We want a cultured society. We want a society that collectively owns wealth. We want a society where education is not an exclusive preserve of those who stole money. But in order for all of these things to happen, we must declare here and now for the racist UCT, we must declare for all those who preserve whiteness, but more importantly, we must state here and now so that the nationalist elite may hear.
Visuals there coming from the University of Cape Town, where the management has resolved to have a meeting with the SRC. The students have a list of demands that they have put through to management, and the management is expected to respond to that. Of course, we'll be keeping an eye on that story, and we'll be telling you of all the latest developments, as we know that the UCT students have officially joined the fee hike protest.